Welcome to my platform, the health platform. Hear my voice. Yeah, hi everybody. Welcome to my program. Hear my voice, the real talk show. We are here today to talk about a lot of things. But I'm coming here. I don't know if you guys remember last week we spoke about going to learn about the body. I haven't seen you guys for a while. But today it's Friday. We are here to work on the body and learn. Okay, this platform is going to be initiative tough, but real talk that can help you. You're going to make a better decision about a choice. It's your choice, and you might need it and help you in the future. Now, today I have a guest with me. I have another a nurse coming in, and I have a young mother. A mother, when she had a kid, she was very young, and she's ready to share her story with us. Are you guys ready? Okay, thank you. So let's go. Now I'm going to let her introduce herself. Yeah, hello, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
And what's your name?
My name is Rosalind Langston.
Oh, Larson Leslie. Okay. And today's topic is we're talking about, normally, are you a mom?
Yes.
When you had your kids, were you young or?
I was in my 20s.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, can you share your story with us if you don't mind?
Okay. Well, my name is Rosalind Langston, and I have two children. I have two sons. One his name is Milton. He's an accountant. And I have Anton. He's an electrician.
And when you had the kids, was life easy? How was your life with you? When after you getting kids and you became a mother, how was things, moving forward? It's easy because I'm trying for, people like if were you ready to have kids?
No, I was not. It wasn't planned.
It wasn't planned.
No.
So you had unplanned pregnancy.
Yes, I did.
And you decided to, go ahead. I just want
I
to
decided
listen
to
to
have
your
my children.
story,
Yes,
if you
I
don't
had two
mind.
C-sections with my son. My second son, I died on the table. I was dead on the table, DOA, and he was two. And they revived us, thank God. He stayed in the hospital for about 2 to 3 weeks.
Really?
In the Bronx, yes. My first pregnancy was good. It was good. But my second pregnancy wasn't good.
So
that was very scary.
Do you have boy and a girl? Or just
Two boys.
Two boys?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So right now, how is a life with you? Like, moving on. Do you really happy you had them, or from the beginning? How was your life? How was things going on with you?
Well, being a single mother, it was hard. I had to go on public assistance because I needed help.
From the beginning,
From the
right?
beginning, yes, I did. I filed for my foods. I had food stamps, and it was giving me, at that time, it was the paper food stamps. It took me a lot of years ago. And I got like about maybe $150 I got for the food stamps, and then they give you like a little stipend, about maybe $2 something to help you out along the way. And then I got on WIC too, had to get WIC. So it wasn't that I worked and I was working, mother kept the baby, I was working. It was hard. It wasn't easy at all.
From the beginning?
From the beginning, yes, it was hard. When
You
have
wasn't
two kids.
having no help?
Due to the substance, my mother helped me out a lot with the children. Thank God for her. And then I was on public assistance. And then when you start work, you can't let them know that you are working. You have to come off of public assistance. So, and that was hard. I had to find my apartment. I still kept the WIC though. They still gave me the WIC and stuff. I had that. Looking for an apartment for your children. That was hard because you're a single mother, and I worked 2 jobs, and it was rough. It wasn't easy.
From the beginning?
Yes, it was.
With both kids?
12 children. Yeah, it was hard.
Okay. So what kind of advice, right now when you look at yourself, right, what kind of advice will you give it to the youth, or not even a youth particularly, but when people are not ready for, to become a mom, what do you suggest?
Right. I think you should use precaution, if you want to have safe sex. Use precautions. You don't want to get pregnant because you don't want to have an unplanned pregnancy, I think pregnancy is supposed to be happy and joyful because you're carrying another human being in your belly.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be depressing, crying, what you're going to do. But just protect yourself at all ways, at all costs, if you don't want to have kids right now. And just wait and get your life together and your careers together. Then after maybe have the babies after.
Yeah, can you
You know.
speak a little louder? I want
Make
them
you,
to.
okay, so I said make sure you have the babies. Don't get use protection as always,
Exactly.
like I said, and you have to enjoy your life, live your life to the fullest, until you're ready to have a baby. It's a lot of responsibility. Kids are a lot of responsibilities. So be sure and protect yourself from that. Don't be so quick to jump into bed and without anything. Always remember, when you're jumping in without anything, you're going to get pregnant. So be extra careful.
Extremely careful.
Yes.
Before, it doesn't matter how young
No, it doesn't
adults, it's pregnancy is pregnancy.
That is true.
So you could hear her explaining her experience that if you are not ready, don't go and touch it. When you touch it, there will be a problem. You okay? Because having pregnancy is supposed to be something beautiful because you're carrying another human being in your belly. But when you are not ready and you always don't want to protect yourself against a contraception or contraceptive, anyhow you call it, any latex contraception, protect yourself as much as you can. Because when you do not protect yourself and you have a unprotected sex, you're going to have an unplanned pregnancy and you will not enjoy your life. I think I give a big credit to you of working through all this, commotion and all this chaos and problems.
Thank you.
For you to overcome it. I mean, you are a great woman. You are a strong woman of doing that because to be a mother, for a single mother, it is not easy.
No, it's not.
And it's not a one child, but it's both two kids.
Yes.
And how old are they now?
My son is 40. He'll be 43 on the 20th, and my other son is 40.
Your other son is
He'll be
40.
42, yes.
How old?
42 and 43.
Really?
Yes.
You really had an early kids. That's fine. That's good. That's great.
Yes,
So
thank
are you
you.
happy now?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So like I said, we're going to have another guest walking in, and she have to introduce herself and then continue with this conversation. And then we just could take it from there. All right. So
Okay.
maybe you join me.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So right now she's here we're going to have another guest coming in. For her, she's a nurse, and she will introduce herself. Thank you for coming, Lisa.
You are welcome. And believe me, I'm only here for you.
Oh my gosh. Am I not special?
Because
She's
I
here
don't
for
do
me,
TV,
right?
but I'm
Okay.
here for you.
Thank you.
You're
You
welcome.
are here for me
Yes.
and my guests
And your guest.
and all my audience. We thank you
You
for
got
coming,
it.
Lisa. Lisa,
Yes.
could you please tell me a little bit about yourself? Because today's program we have on the table is responsibilities, and we're going to work on the body. But just start with the response. That is what we have. We want to know about you, Lisa.
Okay. Well, my name is Lisa Hilton, and I'm a public health nurse. And prior to becoming a public health nurse, I worked at a number of different places in the public health field, one of which had to do with reproductive health.
Yeah.
So I think it will tie into, your conversation this evening.
Oh, really? So that means, have you been working with different places of the healthcare, or just one place you've been to be working at?
Well, being a nurse, you're always working with patients. I've mostly worked with younger patients, pediatric, adolescent. But the experience that I had working in reproductive health was before I even became a nurse.
Oh, that's
So
great.
again, because, in line with the topic of knowing your responsibilities, well, you have to know how your body works before you can even consider
Exactly.
any sexual activity. And
So-
I think that the role that I played in the jobs that I've had before had taught me a lot about it. The nursing that I do at this point is not necessarily in a office, but I'm more than happy to talk with you about, how the female body works.
Oh, okay.
Because we've discussed, you got to know how it works before
works.
you, start to participate in things that could change your life forever.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about it whilst we're waiting for the other doctor to come in? Can you tell us a little bit about, how the body works we want to know if there is differences between the youth body and an adult body, or how does it work? We want to learn about it, how our body works. Then
Okay.
we can be
So
responsible.
I'm just going to focus on the female anatomy in general.
Okay. Thank you.
Which, makes, well, it's appropriate for the conversation. So, in terms of the reproductive side of being a female, there's the external part, which would, be the part that, you would see. So you have a vulva, you have the labia, you have the clitoris, and then you have the urethra, which is where you urinate from. And then you also have the vagina. Okay, so that's like the first part of the external. Then you have the internal. And with the internal, you have, again, the vagina. Because one thing that we have to remember is that the woman is the receptor, the receiver, of what would come from a male
The
partner.
male partner.
And, I'm really not wanting to get into gender differences and everything. I'm just, it's not because I have any bias one way or the other, but I'm just talking about the anatomy of the female.
Of the female. That's different.
This is just
that's
science.
what we have on the
It's,
table. the
what
issue
we're
we have.
discussing. So I just wanted to make that disclaimer. It's not that I'm trying to ignore, exclude,
Ignore it or
any groups or any individuals, but again, just focusing on the anatomy of the female body. So again, externally, we talked about external. Internally, you would have the vagina, you would have the urethra internally. You will also have the uterus, that's inside the body. The uterus is where the baby develops, once you conceive. You also have the fallopian tubes, which is, where the fertilized egg, so that's once the egg is released and is fertilized by sperm, the fallopian tube is where, that process happens, fertilization. And then you have the ovaries, and that's where the eggs are, prepared, and they're, told when to release by your, different
Your partner.
hormones, that triggers the release. And all of that, comes basically from your brain, your brain center that controls all of it and tells the body when to, mature the egg, produce it, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much the outside, the inside. In terms of the menstrual cycle, at a certain age, sometimes it's surprising how young girls can be before they start the menstrual cycle, but when that does happen, and again, it's triggered by the brain tells the hormones when to start releasing.
Oh, really?
And and then a young girl will have a menstrual cycle, and that tends to take place over a 30-day cycle again. And I had already mentioned where the egg is prepared, then it's released, and it travels through the fallopian tube. If there's sperm present, it will be fertilized and travel into the uterus, where the baby will grow and develop.
Oh.
Okay. Now, if there is no conception, if there is no egg and sperm that fuse in the fallopian tube, then what you will have is a menstrual cycle. So the uterus like it has a lining that gets thicker and thicker. Why? Because it's supposed to, nurture the baby and keep it safe and comfortable over time. But if, there's no fertilization, no conception, then all of that lining just comes out. And you would be surprised. You would think that it's like so much blood that's being lost, but it's really only something like 2 tablespoons.
That's it?
Yeah, because you're really losing the lining, that layer, layer of lining that has accumulated. Because there's no fertilized egg, no baby that's going to develop, the body sheds it. So that's what that is. And what else? Lastly would be about puberty. And, we've talked a lot. And, once puberty happens, that's when, the hormones start kicking in. You may not have necessarily noticed girls or boys at one point, but once those hormones kick in.
So it comes with the ages, right?
You start to feel yourself. Remember that expression? And you're like, hey, where's the party? Let's do it.
Yes.
That's puberty. Those sweet little silent babies, once the hormone, once that switch is flipped from the brain, that's when you start having all kinds of different changes
coming into your life. So it comes in a package.
You notice changes like, the voice changes, mostly for the boys, but girls can have some of those changes too. Growth spurts, underarm hair, pubic hair, and breast development.
Yes.
And all of those changes that we see, even the hips widen a bit because the body is preparing to deliver a baby at some point. So these are all of the changes that we notice hormonally with puberty. And in terms of pregnancy, I did speak about it already. I'm not going to keep repeating it and drawing it out. But when pregnancy does occur and the baby is developing in the uterus, sometimes we say tummy, but it's really the uterus where the baby is developing. And after about 9 months, the baby is delivered, God willing. And, something else that's really what makes us unique as women is being able to feed the baby through the breast. So that's, lots of people may have lots of thoughts about breast, but I'm here to tell you that they're to feed the baby.
It's a real talk show.
And the mammary glands start to produce. Once you have a baby, there's lactation. You're able to feed the baby, and also too, what's unique is that, before the baby has a chance to develop its own immune system, the baby actually gets the mother's immunity, and that, can come through the breast milk, especially the very early breast milk. So, the woman's body is very unique, very special. We should be really very proud to be who we are. I mean, that I'm not making it as an opinion, but I'm just saying, we should feel good about, our bodies and, what they can do. It's amazing.
So what do you think, Lisa, as you hear do you have to, we're talking about, like the responsibilities too. That's what we want to. Now we learn the body. We know the body. What are the responsibilities? Can you give us a little few responsibilities? It's not like, it doesn't have to be, everybody has different opinion. But what are the responsibilities that you think we should really keep it to ourselves, or we have to, I know we have to have a responsibilities and stuff but with your field, what are the responsibilities that you can share with us?
I want to step outside of my field and just be me. Okay. One thing you need to know is, why are you doing it? Do you want to do it? Or is somebody else influencing you to do it? That's very important. Because you will probably be more motivated to understand the risk if it's something that you wanted to do. But if you're being pursued and persuaded
by somebody,
then you may be, more likely to just do it, and then we have something unplanned. So that's just my thoughts. What about?
What about your thoughts, What about your thoughts? What do you think about what she said? What do you think about the responsibilities? She explained. I said, what do you think?
Well, some people don't really think about responsibilities when you're in having sex. You don't think about stuff like that. You know, just go and do it. You know, not knowing that it's going to be a great responsibility after the fact. So they don't think like that. I didn't think like that neither.
And
You
it
know.
doesn't
Not
matter.
too many people do.
No,
But
yeah.
one of the best things about this show, and I'm glad you decided to,
Put us
bring
up.
this message to everyone, is that no, most people don't think about it.
Most
So we're
people
here to
don't think
kinda
about it.
Let them think
put it
about
on
it.
When
the table.
they just get
Encourage,
ready and
yeah,
raising
about
and
it.
Yes.
just come on and dancing and talking
You know?
about it like
Yeah.
let's go,
But
let's go.
dancing is great.
It's-
Let's
it's-
go is great.
It's great.
And like
but
we said,
then
once
think about
that's-
the risk.
Yes.
This-
Once that switch is flipped on harmonally, the brain starts telling the body,
what to do.
this is what you feel.
The demand
This
is-
is how your body is growing. You look at yourself and you're like, what? And other people start to look at you and you're like, yeah. It's just part of human nature.
Yeah.
But wisdom.
So Lisa, that means for our conversation, that means you can have sex, but you have to be really ready.
I just wanted to go back to what Rudine said in your other show. She said there's nothing wrong with keeping yourself. Nothing wrong with that at all. Furthermore, the decision, especially when we're talking about younger people, people who are not adults, that's a very personal decision that you should discuss with your parents. If you're not comfortable with your parents, you discuss it with an auntie, someone that you're close with and that you can trust, because we don't have the authority to make to provide any information or direction about how young people decide to have sex or what they choose to do to prevent it. That's not or I'll just speak for myself. That's not my lane. But what I will say, it's important to have, rather than just letting your emotions and your hormones go into play. And I understand, I get it. Use your mind. Think about it. Think about the consequences. There's so much, to risk
Of doing
your
that.
freedom.
But like you
You know?
said, when you have normally when people don't think about, like she said, people don't, when they are really ready to go raise those things. It's just like you said earlier to explain when we were learning the body, we want to know about the body. It just, the body tell them what to do.
Yeah, it
And then
does.
you don't even think about any protection. You don't, sometimes you be like, let me go. They started sometimes to what they do, they started counting their months. They're trying to play with it. Like, oh, I got my period this day, so I can go do it 1 week and do one. No, don't ever do that. Because the best thing is, a lot of them do that. They
Yeah.
play with, I think there is an interview that we did, I think for the first show, a lot of them play with their cycle, like, oh, let me try to have a raw sex with. And even what the problem is, to protect yourself against not just the pregnancy, but the diseases that you don't know. When you have a transmission disease, HIV, STD, it's so on that's for you to cure it. And some of them are uncurable.
That's true.
So, to me, I don't wish like somebody should.
Like
You
the
really
4 H's are incurable.
4 H's. Can
Yeah.
you mention them for everybody hearing?
You mentioned one. You mentioned HIV. There's also hepatitis. There's the human papillomavirus, which is really something else.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Is it the same as? Do you know the same case how we normally do to them, or?
Well, the human papillomavirus is a virus that they have a immunization for it now.
Oh, really?
But from what I recall, it can cause cancer. Some strains of it. Other strains of it can cause not warts, but kind of like growths you know, it can be in the vaginal area. It could be in the throat.
Like a
It could be
sore? Like a sore?
growths, like you know. Well, the one picture that that stands out in my mind forever was it's something called condylomata lata, and it looks like cauliflower, like small cauliflower with like clusters all over.
Really?
Yeah. So that's really something that
Something else.
should well could scare me to death. Put it that way.
Yeah.
You know, and actually it did when I saw it one time. You know, I was in an office. Yeah. But and herpes. So those are the 4 H's.
They are all not uncurable.
Not curable.
So this is where I think you can hear Nurse Lisa. This is where you should come in and do not trust anybody with a raw or unprotected sex. So Lisa, I think we thank you for coming in, and we have learned a lot from you. Stop thinking about some school sweetheart, some age sweetheart, somebody, and no, you will have it, but you need to protect yourself, because there is no time to protect. Always have some emergency in your bags. You need that. Emergency condoms, protections. It comes in the different ways to prevent pregnancy. Okay? So it's not something like you have to wait and for you to, if you are not ready, don't do it. But if you want to do it, then protect yourself. It's just simple. Unfortunately, the doctor is really tight, busy, emergency. We will have the doctor the next time we're coming in, and I'm going to give you the heads up of the new topic. Is going to be a women's, actually we're going to come to the men, but we're going to go, because we already studied about the body. It's going to be menopause. What is menopause? We will find out next week. Or it might not be next week, but we will find out next time. Maybe that's the right word. Okay? Stay tuned and stay very calm, please. Thank you for listening to me. And I will be here next time, same day, same time. I love everybody. Mwah.